All right, guys, now we got a little bonus section for you. We're going to be doing some shoulder prehab and rehab work. It's important for us as tennis players to really have strong shoulder areas, that shoulder girdle, that rotator cuff area. We got a lot of injuries in there, so we want to shore that up with a lot of good mobility work and strengthening work. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to grab our exercise band, and we're just going to do what's called a W extension, basically. So I'm going to keep my shoulder blades tucked back in a good postured position. We're going to flex the glutes so we don't have any ab involvement or any kind of momentum involvement. I'm keeping my elbows down. I'm basically going to stretch the band apart, keeping a W position. And what I'm really looking for is a good squeeze between my shoulder blades. I don't know if you can see that kind of in the mirror mat, but I'm just squeezing through the shoulder blades, squeezing them together. And I would do this 10 to 12 times, and this is really going to be kind of a postural correction kind of thing. You can vary how far you hold the band depending on your strength level. You can start farther out, it'll be slightly easier, or you can go in depending on the strength of your band too. And really just focus on squeezing through that upper back and through that rear trapezius rhomboid area to try to squeeze back and tighten up the shoulder back there. So the second one we're going to do is going to be a lying external rotation. So I'm just going to get down on the ground here. I've got a towel just to place it between my arm and my side here, and what I'm going to do is externally rotate. Again, keeping everything very still. I'm using a lightweight. I'm using this 2-pound dumbbell. You don't need to load this movement up at all. We're not going for fatigue. We're not going for kind of a strengthening effect. We're just tightening that rear shoulder up. So just a rotation. I'm kind of focused on keeping my elbow tucked into my side the whole time and just feeling a good squeeze through the back of the deltoid, back of the shoulder area. And I'm going to do about 10 to 12 reps of this per side and just tighten it back up. Last one we're going to do is kind of a poor man's soft tissue work. Again, working on that area, and this kind of is a prehab kind of thing that's an area we really can't get to. So I'm just going to tuck this. I've got the lacrosse ball here. I'm just going to tuck it right into the back of my shoulder and really press it down. You can do this with a tennis ball until you get used to the pressure. And I'm just going to rotate the shoulder. You see I've got some lack of range of motion here. I'm just going to really try to get my fingertips to the ground and then rotate over as much as I can, keeping as much pressure as I can. I've got this lacrosse ball lodged back there, and as I move and rotate, I'm going to feel all kind of little nasty areas and areas that are going to really tack and release as we articulate the arm back and forth. So we get about 6 to 8 passes. Again, just kind of looking for those trigger points and hot spot areas that are really going to enable that shoulder to loosen up. That's going to be important to us because as we play tennis, it's important to have a good rotational aspect of the shoulder blade around the body, and especially when we serve, we put a lot of stress on the rotator cuff and this impingement position, and so that's really going to loosen up those muscles back there.